Hey gang, Jamie Aston, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new Lowrance Eagle 9 fish finder, EagleEye. And I'm not a huge Lowrance person at all. I've only had like a couple of Lowrance units, and I really, truly hate the Hook series, those entry-level units. The Fish Reveal was an upgrade to the Hook series, and then they changed the name back to their old name, Eagle. And they're still at that lower level as far as I'm concerned, but they're much better than those Hook pieces of garbage they used to sell. If you own a Hook, I'm sorry. But I'm a huge Garmin user, on the other hand. Been using Garmin since way back 2013. Now, if you've seen any of my old videos in the past, you know I rock Garmin Live Scope. I had version 1, version 2. Still have all that Live Scope on the boat, so why did I buy this EagleEye that has a live scope transducer on it? Well, for this kayak. And for my pond prowler, and for the third application is going to be to make it portable to where, yes, I said two devices are two boats already. The third is going to be my bigger boat, and it's going to be for the co-angler. The person fishing at the back, I'm going to have this portable to where they can have live scope at the back of the boat and they can see whatever they need to see. Now let's talk about this unit for a minute, because it's been out for months. I'm not new to it. A lot of people have talked about it, but I've been in the game for a long time. And some of the background, if some of you don't remember Lowrance and Garmin's lawsuit, things like that, where Lowrance was suing them for the side imaging and things like that. But that's back when Garmin was, coming up, and they were very innovative. And they started doing this thing called live scope or Panoptics. And what happened from there is with that lawsuit, what I truly believe is that they settled it by allowing the license of live scope to Lowrance. This is why Humminbird live stuff has come third. I think they're third in line. Lowrance is always going to get whatever that next tier is from Garmin. Garmin gets it first. They'll license it to Lowrance, and then Humminbird Johnson will get third. We'll get the crumbs, okay, from each rendition. If anyone has noticed, this transducer right here looks like the same transducer, similar transducer to what Garmin used to allow the GPS units to use. The GPS map units, back in 2018-19, somewhere around there, instead of buying the $1,500 black box live scope kit, you could buy this limited transducer for about $500, connect it up, and now you have live imaging. And that's all that one did, was live imaging. And that was good if you had a GPS map and you didn't want to pay another $1,500. You already spent a lot of money on a GPS map, so boom, you got to have it. The Echo map units didn't get to have it. But Garmin hasn't done that since. I think it would have been a perfect package for Garmin to release this transducer for the Echo maps or for the Striker series. But the truth is that Garmin didn't want to lose the money. This is all speculation, but I'm just going to say it didn't make sense to them. They're already top as far as everyone's going to buy one of their units, and then they're going to be paying a lot of times to get live scope with Garmin. Since they allow it on a $600 Echo map 9-inch screen, then you're paying $1,500 on top of that. Okay, now you got $2,000, you got live scope. Whereas with Lowrance and Humminbird, you have to pay at least $1,000 for a fish finder. Then you have to pay $1,500 on top of that to get live scope. So with Lowrance using one of their Eagle units and having a single transducer, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment, but I think they just made one of the perfect kits for kayak users. Now you don't have all these wires, black boxes, things like that on your kayak for live imaging. For small boats, jumbos, and like I said, for that third position, that co-angler. Y'all stay tuned. Later on, I'm going to show you all what contraption I come up with that is going to allow the co-angler to fish with live scope on the back of the boat. One of the biggest issues I see online is that for tournament fishermen or people that just fish together, everyone wants to fish up front because that person is no longer targeting a whole cove or a dock or something like that. They're targeting specific fish and they're moving around. This other guy or a woman, they are just really helpless. They were always kind of blind, but fishing the back of the boat was not a bad thing. You're fishing the same spots, so you just get second dibs. And a lot of times if a co-angler was dedicated enough, they could outfish that guy at the front because they got to fish that spot a lot longer, you know. But now they're just targeting fish and they're moving around a lot chasing fish, and so that co-angler doesn't get to fish. Well, that co-angler could now use a little live scope and you know, be able to find his own fish and target things like that. That would be awesome. You know, we're not running this, we're not networking this, and if you all don't know, Jamie Aston right here, the Breezy Box Network Fishing Hub for Garmin Fish Finders, Humminbird, Lowrance units, things like that. I sold a kit online where you can network it all together. Well, here it is, just like the striker units, no need to network, no need to do anything like that. So let's go ahead, after that background, that's a lot of talking. Some of you might appreciate it, some of you just want to get to the meat and potatoes. Hey, go to someone else's video, they're going to tell you how great or bad or something it is when they haven't used it yet. I am really still, you know, this is my first time unboxing. I just picked it up from Bass Pro Shops. So inside this box, what we get this 9-inch unit, which we are going to power it up in just a moment. We get the 9-inch unit. Here's that transducer. It's rather big. I mean, it is like the size of my head. It's huge. That's big. So on the kayak, I have this Scotty. So I started rigging this kayak up for springtime fishing. I was going to use this Scotty kit. Gonna put this GT 54 or whatever on it and have it off like this. You know, it's gonna be off the side of the kayak. I can raise up, dump it over. But I didn't know I was buying this until yesterday. I've seen it for a month, but I was like, I don't need that. But then once I started really thinking about the application I could use, I was like, you know what? This thing just might be the business. So, you know, the jury's still out if we're going to use this. I think I'm going to probably use it for this, but I want to spin this around. And, you know, the funny thing is, kayak fishing, instead of trying to spin the live scope, I could just spin the kayak, things like that. So that might be the application, the way I use it to start off with. Just turn the kayak, position the kayak where I want to. I have an anchor trolley system, so I can, you know, position the kayak where I want to. And that way, it's still a no-nonsense device. So, but a 9-inch screen on a kayak, that is crazy. I've been thinking about getting an Echo mount. This thing does down imaging, it does traditional chirp, it does live forward, live down, but it does not do side imaging. That's the one thing that this doesn't have. And there's no way to add it because it only uses the two inputs, which is the live scope cable and the 2-pin power cable. It looks like still a basic reveal power cable. So what I'm going to be doing is ordering an additional power cable so that I can have one hardwired to the kayak and the other one for the portable application. But we're going to go ahead and power it on in just a moment. The trim pieces might be inside this bag. We're not even opening up yet because we're not mounted up. This is the mount stand. We might try to put it on and let it hold it up for us. You know, I appreciate this mount. It's almost like a Garmin mount. Better than what the Lowrance units used to have. All right, we just finished registering the device. It was kind of cumbersome. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty cumbersome. But what I'm going to say is, wow, this is not the cheap hook of old. The interface is actually very, very smooth, very fast. No touchscreen. Oh, man. See there, I hit that power. All right, what we're going to do is go down and put it in simulator mode. I've just had a little moment to mess around with it. Okay. I see what's up. I have to load them in. That's down. Okay. For sonar. Okay. Okay, now we got the files loaded. The simulation files loaded. So if we go to sonar, it doesn't make much sense, but there it is, people. You have to load the software up for it to simulate, right? So, man, let's see if we can make this look pretty. I sometimes don't mind that white. It's very clear. Let's change the palette though. Ooh. Number one, I'm actually kind of like, dang, this screen is very, very vibrant. That's old school black and white right there. This screen is very, very vibrant. This is a really, really nice screen. It's a really, really nice screen. I might kind of like that, but that'd be good at nighttime. All right. That might be good for the daytime. Right there. That's actually, the screen is actually very vibrant. Not only is the screen vibrant, but the interface is actually fast. I'm a little impressed with the screen. Let's see here. We go to down scan. Now let's zoom out. Great. Down scan does look good. Let's see if we can change a little bit. This palette, that palette is not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm actually liking ooh, that's nice. I am actually liking, oh man, even though it's not touchscreen, I'm actually quite impressed. I'm actually quite impressed. And it's a live scope down, dropping a lure, dropping a jig or something. The boat's moving back and forth. Something just ran over there and hit it. They're just suspended right there. Let's see what options we have. Okay. Stable view, record video. Look at that. You can record video on this unit, and I cannot do that on my Echo Maps. I've been wanting to do that for years on my Echo Maps, and you can't do that. This thing has it built in from the start. So I guess since it's a video, it's not going to let me change the video because it's really just a video, not anything else. So, wow. You know what's cool about this is that right now I'll always do my own custom pages and things like that, but let's see what this looks like. Okay, you got their map. That's nice. I like this mode when I am cruising around the lake and I'm sitting here like, okay, where, I want to see where I am and what I got. So I'm going to zoom in like this and I'm cruising around marking spots. Oh, there's fish right here. There's a brush pile there, blah, blah, blah. So I like traditional when I am scouting around and stuff. That's a smart screen. Let's take a look at this. Wow. So you get to have live and chirp, this is not going to be too bad at all. You know where you are. And then now, like, you can really truly see exactly what you're looking at. That's not bad. This one is quite impressive. I wish it was a side view or something like that, but this is going to be definitely one view that I use right here. This is amazing. This is especially going to be good for a kayak. You're pointing in the direction of where you want to go. I don't need to change the transducer for anything. It's pointing where I want to go. I see what's ahead of me. I can point to a cove. I can point to anything. This is going to be definitely a game changer on the kayak. And the fact that everything is on one screen when I'm scouting around, man, I'm telling you, I started off talking like, I've never been a fan of Lowrance and things like that, but this has been page editor. Add that. Add that. I wonder how many can I add? Add that. Add that. Wow, on the 9 inch screen, you can go ahead and add all 4. You can go ahead and add all 4. Wow. Discard. I want to add page. I'm going to make all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the way you want to do it? I don't think so. I would rather have the, oh, they're beside each other. Save. This 9 inch screen is displaying all of that for me. I don't think I've done that on my Garmin Echo Maps. Like, I'm actually so impressed with this unit right now that I know I paid, it's going to be about $700. I'm done, but all right, let's just keep it at $800. But whew, for $200 more than the Echo Map, this is hard to beat with everything you get in the package. You just don't get side scanning. And the Echo Map side scanning kind of sucked as it is. This is impressive, what you get out of here. I've never been a fan of their interface, though. I keep telling you all that. What is customized? Okay, customize that stuff. Okay, we instantly can mark a spot right here. Let's see what else. Waypoints. We got them there. Easy to get to and change out. I'm going to say that they have actually made their interface a little bit smarter than what I remember. I don't have a memory card in here just yet, but I can do all my stuff, my sonar logs, everything in here. Let me show you all something else that's cool I found. I think it's right here. Look at this. Okay, out in California, fishing in the Delta, like the tides information, I don't know how to fish the tides that well. I didn't do it inland. So fishing in the Delta, you have to know the tides. But this thing tells you that. Look, it got our trip information. But look at this mess right here. We got sun and moon on here, which is very cool, especially if you're hunt and things like that. But, I get to know, dang, how much time do I get to fish out here? But I already do that with my Garmin watch, right? I already know that type of information. But still, this thing is, the waxing moon is actually, you want to hunt the waxing moon. That's all I'm going to tell you. When you hunt, the waxing moon is actually pretty legit. All right. So if I clicked on one, it will go big. I go back and we get back to there. This is actually right here a pretty decent thing to use. Now, usually when I'm fishing, the 2 things I really like is this. But there is no reason not to have all 4 up, just to have them up. Because if this thing was forward, let's see, how do I change that? Mode. Because supposedly with the transducer, the way the cone and everything's set up, like that's what I'm actually really impressed with, is I want to see how well that portion works. I can be just moving my kayak alone, following the map over here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so I can see exactly where I'm going like that. And as I'm riding through, I'm like, okay, it's 2 feet deep, it's 5 feet, it's 8 feet, 10 feet. I'm looking at stuff in front of me. I'm like, oh, there's some sticks, or I see some fish moving right here. Down here, I can confirm hard bottom structures, things like that. Over here, this has always been one of the super impressive things I've wanted to play with from Lowrance, is their fish reveal, using the down imaging and using the sonar on top of it like that for the fish. That is very good. I mean, man, Lowrance has always been kind of like in the middle. Humminbird was at the top, and that's why you see them being so slow to make moves. You don't get, it's the standard. They're like Apple. They don't have to do much. You're still going to buy them. Garmin was at the bottom of the barrel, and they came out with all this innovation, but Lowrance always been in the middle. So I think Lowrance tries the most. I just haven't been impressed with their execution on certain things. They tried to say, hey, let's make sure we have the cheap, the cheap units for entry level usage. And those things are such hot garbage. It's like Windows, the PC users. They buy these cheap raggedy computers and then complain and say they're hot garbage. And then they go and buy a Mac and they say, oh my goodness, I'm so happy I moved. Well, you started off with garbage. If you had you bought a nice one, you wouldn't think that, you know. And so that's the same way. A lot of people started off with these cheap Lowrance units. They run a lot of tracker boats and things like that. And they just hot garbage. That Hook series was garbage. I think the Hook reveal was probably just as much garbage, but they had the fish reveal feature, which was very nice. But going to Eagle, they need to bring a different brand. Eagle was a good brand back in the day that people recognized. And right now, this thing feels like they're older units that were actually better, like the Elite or whatever the stuff was above the Hook series. That's what it is. It really is like an older one, but it has a decent processor and RAM and things like that in it to make it actually pretty dang usable. But the old setup, the interface, the movement is old school, just like that, non-touch screen. And, you know, thankfully right now I've navigated fairly easy enough. One thing you don't want to do on this thing though is type on it. I had to type on it and that was a pain, you know, but right now the buttons seem to work. I do not use any buttons on my Garmin Echo Map. I have buttons I can map and do stuff with. I haven't touched one of those buttons ever. I do everything by touch, but here I am right here doing everything with the unit. And, you know, so far, I don't like beeps. Sometimes I like beeps because they let me know what's going on. But, you know, we're going to turn that mess off. Quiet. Time. Yeah, we're going to let the time be calculated by GPS. I'm not going to change any of that. Satellites. Advanced. Okay, user interface. You can have you can change. It looked like you can change the cursor and things like that. This has been pretty cool. Like how long you need to hold the button down before it starts to move, or the cursor and things like that. One of the things though, you can change. It looks like you can change the wallpaper. I'm gonna try to play around with that. I like little silly stuff like that. Just how to customize it. Boat settings. You know, you can put that information in. Let's see here. It still beeps. It says just quiet. It wasn't off. Oh, there's off right there. I don't mind a light beep. Quiet. I don't mind that. It's not like I'm hunting and all that type of stuff. So let's see. Active target installation. You know, it had network on here, and I was really like, oh, shoot, is there a secret way to network this thing? But there wasn't. The data sources are just what you expect. You know, it's not anything real special. And I will have to see how to connect it up. I kind of want to open this unit up and see if what all I have available to me. Sometimes you'd be surprised. These units have more features inside that you don't have access to because they don't have a port. And but it's really just an old unit that used to have all those features. If I can network this thing, I will be even more impressed if there is some more on the back of this unit. I think I am. I think I might just open it up. You know, there is nothing holding me back from opening this unit up and seeing what's up. Oh, let's see here. And then letting you all know, this might be the one of the best buys of 2025 already. If there are more features in this unit that are advertised that we can tap into. It doesn't have Wi-Fi. It doesn't have Bluetooth. But there might be a place where we can add it. I mean, you'll be surprised. So far, I am actually impressed with it. So Bella and I, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. If y'all have any comments, questions, hit me up. Stay tuned though, because we're gonna be rigging this thing up really, really well, and I have some new ideas. And of course, there's a lot of other content. We just don't post enough these days. We've been too busy. Still fishing, flying, still being a geek, still hunting, still doing all those things. But we got to show you all. So if you have any comments, questions, please let us know. Jamie and Bellers, we're out.